Good evening and welcome to the Seth Joyner Show. After traveling 4,757 miles for Game 1, the Eagles got the W versus the Green Bay Packers. And what a back-and-forth nail-biter it was. I don't think anyone expected a clean, efficient, or perfect game, given that the starters have played 0 snaps throughout the preseason. But much like last year, they found a way to get the job done. It's time for my breakdown. We were all anxious to see how Jalen Hurts would rectify and fix his interceptions and fumbles that plagued him all of last season. On the first series, he threw his first interception of the 2024 season, giving Green Bay great field position, but the defense rose up and held the Packers to 3 points. On the next possession, a snap too early, a mix-up between Cam Jurgens and Jalen Hurts caused another fumble, giving the Packers great field position in the red zone once again. And once again, the defense stood tall and held the Pack to 3 points. Not the start to the 2024 campaign that Jalen Hurts and this offense had envisioned. But then the offense began to find its footing. Hurts led the offense on drives of 11 plays, 80 yards, 9 plays, 70 yards, 15 plays for 57 yards at the end of the half, all culminating in points, with Saquon Barkley scoring on an 18-yard touchdown pass, an 11-yard TD run, and Jake Elliott knocking in a 38-yard field goal. To start the second half, the Birds struck quick. 2 plays for 70 yards on a Hurts to A.J. Brown 67-yard touchdown strike. Barkley capped off his Philadelphia Eagles debut with his 3rd touchdown of the night on a 2-yard touchdown plunge. Hurts threw another ill-advised interception in the red zone, which killed another great scoring opportunity and the chance to really seal the deal. Elliott capped off the drive with a 21-yard field goal to give the Birds the lead for good. I cannot and will not absolve Jalen Hurts from the turnovers. He made multiple bad decisions and could have easily thrown 2 more interceptions. But I cannot and will not ignore the other great plays that he made also. He was 20 for 34 for 278 yards and 2 passing touchdowns. And if Jalen can make better decisions with the football and Saquon Barkley can consistently put up numbers like he did, 24 carries for 109 yards and 2 rushing TDs and 2 catches for 23 yards and 1 passing touchdown, then this offense will be unstoppable. On the defensive side, things were just as up and down. Early, the defense saved the game with 2 early red zone stops, but Green Bay did have their share of success with explosive plays to match the Birds' offense. The defense struggled versus the run, yielding 163 yards on the ground at 7.8 yards per clip. They were great on 3rd down, holding Green Bay to 3 for 11, outstanding in the red zone, holding Green Bay to 1 for 4, and just giving up 19 first downs over 11 game-time possessions. But in total, they yield 414 yards of total offense, and that's a concern. Zach Bond was just an absolute beast. 15 total tackles, 12 solos, 2 sacks, and 2 tackles for loss. Nakobe Dean also played very well in spots. The rookie cornerback Quinyon Mitchell looks to be a steal. He challenged Packer receivers all day. He made 5 tackles and had 2 pass breakups. The secondary looks to be a strength this year rather than a weakness, with plenty of depth and talent. My concern is the defensive front. Both Jalen Carter and in particular Jordan Davis again seemed to fade as the game progressed. And on the outside, the rush seemed to be non-existent. Josh Sweat almost got home a few times, but Nolan Smith and in particular Bryce Huff were a no-show all night. Vic Fangio's defense looks to be much more aggressive across the board, with the DBs challenging wide receivers and tackling aggressively. And with the exception of the run game at times, the linebackers look to have a grasp on where they need to be and what their assignments are. It wasn't perfect by any stretch, but for the first week of the season, with a new OC, a new DC, and a bunch of new faces on the defense, a win to start off is better than the L. There's lots to review, correct, and fix, but if Jalen can rectify his turnover issues, Saquon can stay healthy and maintain Game 1's production, the defense cuts down on giving up explosive plays and control opponents' rushing attack, then the 2024 Eagles have a bright season ahead of them. After a quick break, John Clarke of NBC Sports Philly and NBC 10 will join me to break down what's going on with our Philadelphia Eagles.
When you open the BetParks app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the anticipation of another face card, the thrill of an extra spin, and the pure joy of a jackpot. It's all your favorite games at your fingertips. Plus, get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. BetParks.
Most people don't know how to get the care they need. The experts at Stay at Home Care can help. Before choosing a caregiver or family member for your care, you need to apply for the home care program. The application process can be complicated. Stay at Home Care can help you navigate through every step. Once approved, your caregiver or family member will receive guaranteed weekly pay, a variety of medical benefits options, paid holidays, paid vacation, and overtime pay. Call Stay at Home Care, here to help every step of the way.
I'm in that mode. Stick to the code. I'm in my zone. Let's go. I'm back in my bag. I'm wrecking the wins and it's making them.
You've got your Sunday obsession, and we got you. Now with Verizon, get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube TV on us and get every out-of-market Sunday game. Plus $800 off Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. Only on Verizon.
See you Sunday.
At Pond Lehocky Giordano, we understand the impact an injury can have on your life. Our experienced attorneys have recovered billions of dollars for our clients, and we know we can do the same for you. One conversation is all it takes to help you and your family get back on track. If you've been injured at work, give Pond Lehocky a call.
Since 1893, Weber Display and Packaging has been Pennsylvania's leading manufacturer of corrugated packaging and displays. We're family-owned with 4 Philadelphia locations, 2 converting facilities, a warehouse, and a fulfillment center. Designed through delivery, we exceed customer needs. Weber Display and Packaging. Our core values drive everything we do. Come, join our team.
This segment is brought to you by Pond Lehocky. Welcome back. Say hello to NBC Sports and NBC 10's reporter, John Clarke. John, how was your round today, my friend?
Seth, it wasn't bad. I'm trying to keep up with you not only in the golf game, but the suit game. You are looking good, my friend.
Well, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. All right, so listen, the Birds get the Week 1 win over the Packers in Brazil, but it was kind of touch and go right out the gate with Jalen turning the ball over the first 2 possessions. It seemed like a continuation, of last year because it's the focal point. What's your take on Jalen's start?
Yeah, look, I agree with you, Seth. I think he, by the way, made some great plays down the stretch. Of course, those first down conversions where he ran for a first down, then he had the passes to Devontae Smith. I thought those were clutch, great moments. But there were lapses in decision-making that are really concerning, especially after the training camp he had. I mean, he was almost flawless in all of training camp, being a point guard. And the one thing Nick Sirianni said, when it's not there, dump it off. So to me, that was a concern. The decision-making, 2-3 throws, it was very questionable. And maybe that's him trying to do too much, but I think the message should be, hey, with all of this offensive talent, just be the point guard and dump it off if something's not there. You don't need to be taking those chances. So that is very concerning, but I'm sure Kellen Moore and the coaches are going to coach him up on that. You know, speaking of Kellen Moore, he brings a lot of continuity to this offense. Beyond Saquon, who was stellar in his Eagles debut, what impressed you the most about this Eagles new offense? I love the different personnel groupings, and I loved the motion. I believe they used motion on 2/3 of their snaps, and that's the most in a while for the Eagles. And I was really impressed for the most part about how guys were able to handle the motion. There's a lot of moving parts with motion. But I love the creativity of the offense, and I love the fact that they got pretty much everybody involved. You saw Saquon Barkley with the running game, but also catching the ball. And then you had Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. Kenny Gainwell even got in there. But maybe Dallas Goedert will have a huge game next time. But I loved how they got the ball around to different playmakers. And, Seth, I go back to what is the strength of the Eagles' offense. And really, I still think it is the offensive line, one of the best offensive lines in football. So use that to your advantage. And I thought they did that with the running game. I thought there were a couple times where Jalen Hurts should have stayed in the pocket. He was extremely successful throwing from the pocket.
Let's jump over on the defensive side of the ball. Vic Fangio's new defense, it looks like we finally got us some linebackers. Quinyon Mitchell looks like, he's a steal in the draft. And the early red zone stops were very, very encouraging. What's your take on how potentially good this defense can be?
I'll tell you, Zach Bond, he might be one of the best finds in the NFL if he can continue playing like this. His physicality, his athleticism, he brings a toughness, but his versatility, wow, it has been a while since we have seen somebody like Zach Bond, and he was all over the place. The other thing that you said, Quinyon Mitchell, they were without Isaiah Rodgers, so I think when they get him back, I think that'll help out even more. And I love the fact that Vic Fangio is not afraid to play the youngsters. We saw Cooper DeJean get in there. And, of course, Quinyon Mitchell played a lot. That's because he's unfazed by anything. And he seems to have a quiet confidence when you talk to him. But, of course, he trash talks with other receivers, even his own teammates, when he's on the field. So I love his demeanor. I love how he's able to come right back after he gives up a play. So I think there's a lot of good things going on with the defense. But it is a little concerning, the pass rush. How are they going to generate a pass rush consistently with Hassan Reddick gone? I need to see more out of Bryce Huff. It's his first game. Okay. Need to see more out of him. And then the other side, Josh Sweat, need to see more out of him. So that's my big concern. And I talked with Tony Dungy down in Brazil, and he said, look, I know you're concerned about the pass rush, but the genius of Vic Fangio is he will find a way to create pass rush, whether it's with his linebackers or other ways of creating a pass rush. And at times they're going to need to do that, because I think that's the big concern for the whole season. Are they going to be able to generate enough of a pass rush?
All right, John, so what are you watching most in Game 2 versus Cousins and these Atlanta Falcons?
Well, look, Seth, I think Kirk Cousins is probably like, oh, man, the schedule again. We got to go to Philly on a Monday Night Football when Nick Foles is retiring as an Eagle. It's a pretty tough spot for Kirk Cousins and the Falcons coming here, and they obviously have a lot to work out offensively. And I think offensively, of course, they've got the running game with Bijan, but, Kyle Pitts. Who is going to defend Kyle Pitts? He is a big, athletic tight end. He is very, very good. That's my question, is who's going to defend Kyle Pitts? I think that this is a good spot for the Eagles. They're well rested. They got a mini bye. Basically, it's a bye. And I think they're home. Nick Foles is retiring. And I think in this game you will see more of a pass rush, because I think the Eagles will get up early on the Falcons. And that's really when the pass rush can start to get after the opposing quarterback. So I think this is going to be a good Eagles win.
John, I got to put you on the spot, man. I need a prediction here.
Woo! Well, how does it normally shake out with Kirk Cousins coming to Philly on a Monday night game? Not so good for Kirk Cousins. So I'm going to say the Eagles win 31-14 on Monday Night Football. As I said, I think the pass rush gets going in this game, because I think they'll get up early.
All right, my friend. Listen, it's always great to catch up with you, and love talking to you about our beloved birds. Thanks for your time and your insights. I'll see you on the First Tee Friday. All right, my man?
I love it. Appreciate it. And I'm going to have to get my suit game and my golf game up to your standards, because this is impressive, man. That suit is awesome. Have a good show.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. After this break, Sean Brace joins me to talk fantasy and betting picks for your Week 2 matchups.
You've got your Sunday obsession, and we got you. Now with Verizon, get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube TV on us and get every out-of-market Sunday game. Plus $800 off Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. Only on Verizon.
See you Sunday.
The Excite Center at Parks Casino, the region's hottest live entertainment venue. Check out your favorite concerts, comedy, boxing, MMA, all at the #1 casino in Pennsylvania. Don't miss Funny Man JB Smoove on Saturday, September 14th. Plus, Straight No Chaser on Friday, October 18th. Don't miss these two exciting headliners. Only at the Excite Center inside Parks Casino. Parks Casino, this is how you win. This is how you win. Tickets on sale now.
And the next thing I knew, I woke up in a hospital bed.
Has a friend ever told you a story about an accident and someone says,
you should probably sue them.
forget your friend. Call Pond Hockey Giordano.
We're an injury law firm that's recovered billions of dollars for our clients.
And with our vast network of attorneys throughout the country, we know we can do the same for you.
So if you've been injured in an accident, give Pond Hockey a call.
One conversation is all it takes, and you won't pay a dime until we win.
This is Seth Joyner, top analyst for the Birds. I've also analyzed the best auto dealerships, and I drive a Davis Honda.
Get to Davis Honda now and fall into savings. Lease a new 2024 Prologue EV for just $299 per month. See why Davis Honda continues to win outstanding awards for sales and service, including the highest award from Honda, the President's Award, 2 years in a row. Fall into savings right now at Davis Honda. Feel the Davis difference at Davis Honda in Burlington.
I'm Seth Joyner, and I drive a Davis Honda.
At Revolution X, we know that fortunes are made in times of uncertainty. Are you selling your investment real estate? Are you interested in deferring your tax with a 1031 exchange? At RevX, we're experts in 1031 exchange planning and the use of passive real estate options using DSTs. Not in the midst of an exchange and want to invest in real estate but don't know where to start? Revolution X has institutional grade real estate options for any size investor right now. Set up a consultation at RevXWealth.com. RevX, defer the tax, maximize the gain.
This segment is brought to you by Bet Parks. Welcome back. Sean Brace is here to help you set your fantasy teams and betting picks for Week 2. Follow Fox PHL Gambler at Sean_Brace on X. Sean, what's happening, my friend?
Seth, another season, and we're off and running. Birds look great in Week 1, but looks like there's going to be some competition in that NFC, especially with the Niners again.
No doubt about it. All right, so let's jump into the fantasy side of things. On the defense and player-wise, who you feeling for Week 2?
So we're going to look to the rookie down in D.C., Jaden Daniels, top 3 fantasy quarterback in Week 1, scored 2 touchdowns with his legs. Fearless, but he has to find the receivers a little bit. I love the matchup versus the Giants this week, of course. Over to the running back, J.K. Dobbins for the Chargers. He was a monster. 135 yards on the ground versus the Raiders this week. I like him even more versus the Panthers. Harbaugh's old school. I like Dobbins at the running back position. Wide receiver, we're going to stay in our backyard. A.J. Brown, 10 targets versus the Packers. Pick your poison, defensive coordinators. The Saquon Barkley experience is for real. I love A.J. Brown again. And on the defensive side of the ball, the Seahawks did everything possible on the offensive side to lose the game versus the Broncos. Not 1 but 2 safeties. An interception on the second play from scrimmage, Seth. We're talking about a muff punt inside the 10. That defense is no joke. I love them this week versus the Patriots.
Who are you staying away from this week?
Plenty to choose from, Seth. Quarterback, terrible play in Week 1. We're talking 17 quarterbacks under the total of 200 yards in Week 1. So there's plenty to choose from, but we're not going to scrape the barrel here for your listening audience. We're going to go with Trevor Lawrence. He threw for 162, and the only reason why I'm saying stay away from him this week is because the Browns are desperate, and they're only going to win because of that defense. So no Trevor Lawrence. Running back I'm fading is Zach Moss. He's the bell cow back for the Cincinnati Bengals. They used him in passing, clear passing situations and short yardage downs. Stay away from him this week. Tough matchup versus the Chiefs. And on the wide receiver spot, it pains me, but Marvin Harrison Jr., the most hyped rookie wide receiver coming in this class, he was nowhere to be found in Week 1. 1 catch on 3 targets. Yeah, this week I'm going to stay away from him, and I think it has a lot to do with Kyler Murray not being able to see and get the ball down the field. And finally, defense to fade. It's a good one. The Chicago Bears on Sunday. The Houston Texans have weapons, Seth. Joe Mixon, that's a tough man to stop coming out of that backfield. C.J. Stroud, I don't have to say anymore. Stay away from the Bears this week.
Give us your top betting picks for week 2.
All right, of course, the overreaction for the Cowboys, it's going to be there. It already is there. The Saints are catching 7. I love the Saints, especially because of that secondary. Really strong in the back, solid defense all around. So give me the points there. Love the dog in that play. Over to the Colts, and the only reason why Malik Willis is getting a start for the Green Bay Packers. LaFleur's a great offensive mind, but I don't know if he's that good of a general manager if Malik Willis is your backup quarterback. So give me the Colts laying the 3 there. Seattle, I already laid it out for you as far as defense is concerned. They're going on the road against New England. Points will be at a premium, so give me Seattle on that one. I think they have the weapons to make it happen going up against the Patriots. And then finally, Seth, play the fight song. Kirk Cousins, he might be hurt. He's rusty, he's stiff, and he is bottom line bad. So I love the Eagles to roll on Monday Night Football, lay to 6.5. And I feel like Tuesday, yeah, it might be not the best productive day at work for a lot of us around the Delaware Valley.
Sean, listen, man, it's always great to have you on. Thanks for the picks. All righty?
Anytime, Seth. Let's catch those tickets, my friend.
Download the BetParks app. Like me, you love to play. You play to win. You bet. BetParks. Coming up next, my closing thoughts and predictions for this week's matchup, the Atlanta Falcons versus your Philadelphia Eagles at Lincoln Financial Field on Monday Night Football.
And the next thing I knew, I woke up in a hospital bed.
Has a friend ever told you a story about an accident and someone says,
You should probably sue them.
forget your friend. Call Pond Hockey Giordano.
We're an injury law firm that's recovered billions of dollars for our clients.
And with our vast network of attorneys throughout the country, we know we can do the same for you.
So if you've been injured in an accident, give Pond Hockey a call.
One conversation is all it takes, and you won't pay a dime until we win.
You've got your Sunday obsession, and we got you. Now with Verizon, get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube TV on us and get every out-of-market Sunday game. Plus $800 off Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. Only on Verizon.
See you Sunday.
Pride, passion, and persistence. These are the values that drive us all at Ron Jaworski Golf. We strive to deliver outstanding conditions as well as playability for golfers of all ages and abilities. Our championship golf courses offer a variety of challenges, from a link-style walk along the river to an escape into the pines and everything in between. My team at Ron Jaworski Golf is committed to delivering memorable experiences every single day. See all we do at ronjaworskigolf.com.
When you open the BetParks app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the anticipation of another face card, the thrill of an extra spin, and the pure joy of a jackpot. It's all your favorite games at your fingertips. Plus, get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. BetParks.
Most people don't know how to get the care they need. The experts at Stay at Home Care can help. Before choosing a caregiver or family member for your care, you need to apply for the home care program. The application process can be complicated. Stay at Home Care can help you navigate through every step. Once approved, your caregiver or family member will receive guaranteed weekly pay, a variety of medical benefits options, paid holidays, paid vacation, and overtime pay. Call Stay at Home Care, here to help every step of the way.
This segment is brought to you by Verizon Communications. The Eagles' most obvious concern is Jalen Hurts and his turnover woes going into 2024. We all would love to see him play a turnover-free game efficiently and perform from the pocket. I get the sense that Hurts did a bit of pressing in week 1. Kellen Moore needs to take the hero mentality out of the equation for Jalen Hurts. Saquon Barkley is the answer. Run the football, get the play pass and misdirection plays, and let the game come to him. Moore can help him by giving him play calls or punt if necessary. The defense wins sometimes in the NFL, so flipping field position and relying on your own defense is not a bad proposition at all. The Falcons would try to force the issue with pressure on Jalen Hurts. But the run game, short passes that continue to move the chains, and the methodical drives are a recipe for winning too. The offense had drives of 11, 9, 15, and 15 plays last week, all scoring drives. The explosive play is nice, but not necessary with Saquon and all the talent that's around Jalen. The offense has the ability to systematically move the football down the field and score a heck of a lot of points. But patience is required, and I'm not so certain that the Birds have that. Defensively, they gave up 163 yards on the ground. That's 7.8 yards a pop. They have got to get this under control. The Falcons have one of the best young running backs in the National Football League in Bijan Robinson. And after watching the Eagles get run through last Friday night, they should expect a steady diet of Bijan. Kirk Cousins is the Atlanta Falcons quarterback now, and he has a competent group of weapons in Drake London, Darnell Mooney, Ray McCloud, and the first-round draft pick Kyle Pitts at tight end. If given time, Kirk Cousins can carve up any defense. Fangio needs to scheme more one-on-one situations to free up Jalen Carter in the pass rush, and Huff, Smith, and Sweat need to up their game big time. One thing about Cousins is he is pressure adverse. The key will be controlling Robinson in the run game and forcing Cousins into a heavy pass game, which ultimately will force some mistakes. I'm looking for the linebackers, Zach Bond and Nakobe Dean, to follow up last week's strong outing. Week 1 was a good start, but the players, coaches, and fans know that this unit will need to continue to get better each and every week. The talent and potential is evident, but they cannot rely on that. They have to keep chipping away to get better each and every week to ultimately get to where they want to be. The Eagles are simply a much better team from top to bottom, much like last week against the Green Bay Packers, but they're going to have to show up and prove it in order to win this football game. The Falcons won't make it easy, but if they can execute, cut down on the turnovers, and make the plays that present themselves, the Eagles should walk away from week 2 2-0. I like the Eagles in this game, 20-32. That's the show for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Tune in next week as we look back on week 2 and look ahead to week 3's game, the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Saints at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. Have a great night, Philadelphia, and go Birds.